Hello and welcome to CVR News Network. You're watching CVR English and welcome to World 360 and I'm Sandeep. Destroyed buildings and rubble along Gaza skyline as seen from Israel after the Israeli cabinet voted to approve the Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal. International mediators said this week that 33 hostages would be released in the first stage of the deal. In return, Israel is to free hundreds of Palestinian prisoners starting from Sunday. On Saturday morning, it was reported that people on a beach promenade in Tel Aviv took shelter as sirens blared throughout the central Israel and Jerusalem. The Israeli military stated that a projectile had been launched from Yemen, prompting the alarm. The silence, which were heard in multiple areas, led to immediately safety measures being implemented. Authorities did not specify whether the projectile posed an immediate threat, but the response highlighted ongoing security reasons. Residents advised to remain alert as the situation unfolded, and the details about the impact or interjects of projectile were not immediately provided. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Friday said that a deal to return hostages held in the Gaza Strip has been reached after his office said earlier there were last-minute snags in finalizing the ceasefire that would pause 15 months of war. Netanyahu said he would convene his security cabinet later on Friday and then the government to approve the long-awaited hostage deal. The ceasefire is promoted by the Qatar mediation, where the Hamas has to release the hostages which they held since 15 months and Israel has to release the prisoners whom they have captivated in these 15 months of war. Heavy rains had caused significant flooding in the streets of Florianopolis, the capital city of the southern Brazilian state of Santa Catarina. The intense downpour had led to the accumulation of the water on roadways, disrupting traffic, damaging property, and causing widespread inconvenience for the residents. It was reported that the flooding could also increase the risk of landslides and other hazards in certain areas, especially in more vulnerable locations near hills or the bodies of water. Authorities were said to have issued alerts and warnings for the residents to take precautions and avoid affected areas. The flooding was also expected to impact infrastructure services and local businesses. In early hours of Saturday, it was reported that Russia launched a missile attack on Kiev's Shrevenskivsky district. According to the local government, at least 3 people were confirmed dead as a result of the attack. The missile strike targeted civilian areas, causing significant damage and casualties. Authorities were working to assess the full extent of the damage and provide aid to those affected. The attack marked a continued escalation in the ongoing conflict, with Kiev facing regular missile threats from Russian forces. Further details on the victims and the specific damages were still being investigated. President-elect Trump's inauguration, which would be held indoors due to the cold weather. The decision to move the ceremony inside was made to ensure the comfort and safety of the attendees, as temperatures were expected to be unseasonably low. Officials were coordinating logistics for the indoor event, including security measures and seating arrangements. While the outdoor inaugural traditions would typically be observed, the cold weather prompted a change in plans to accommodate the large number of the invited guests and dignitaries.
Just hours after making the decision to move indoors, they're already setting up.
Yeah, you're allowed to in the rotunda.
Just hours after making the decision to move indoors, they're already setting up.
Yeah, you're allowed to in the rotunda.
It was reported that on Friday, President Joe Biden made a symbolic declaration that the Equal Rights Amendment is the law of the land. However, this declaration is expected to trigger further debates in both Congress and the courts regarding the constitutional prohibition on gender-based discrimination. While Biden's statement was seen as a significant step, legal experts anticipate that the challenges will continue, as some lawmakers and jurists may question the amendment's legal standing or push for the additional clarifications. This development is likely to fuel ongoing discussions about the gender equality and constitutional law in the United States.
Of gender equality in our Constitution. Throughout my career, I've been clear. No one No one should be discriminated against based on their sex. And in order for the amendment to be ratified, it requires 3/4 of the states to ratify it. That benchmark was passed when Virginia ratified the ERA a few years ago. Today, I affirm the Equal Rights Amendment to have cleared all the necessary hurdles to be added to the U.S. Constitution now. The Equal Rights Amendment is the law of the land now. It's the 28th Amendment to the Constitution now. I consulted dozens of constitutional scholars to make sure that it was all within the power to do this. And of gender equality in our Constitution. Throughout my career, I've been clear. No one should be discriminated against based on their sex. And in order for the amendment to be ratified, it requires 3/4 of the states to ratify it. That benchmark was passed when Virginia ratified the ERA a few years ago. Today, I affirm the Equal Rights Amendment to have cleared all the necessary hurdles to be added to the U.S. Constitution now. The Equal Rights Amendment is the law of the land now. It's the 28th Amendment to the Constitution now. I consulted dozens of constitutional scholars to make sure that it was all within the power to do this. And the gender.
Russian President Vladimir Putin and his Iranian counterpart Masoud held talks in Moscow on Friday ahead of signing the strategic partnership treaty involving the closer defense cooperation that is likely to worry the West. Putin greeted Pezeshkian in a grand Kremlin room as they sat down at an ornate table flanked by the two countries' flags.
Уважаемый господин президент, уважаемые друзья, мы очень рады всех вас видеть в Москве. Добро пожаловать. Ваш сегодняшний визит имеет особое значение, потому что мы не только будем иметь возможность и обсудим все направления нашего сотрудничества, но и подпишем большой базовый договор между Россией и Ираном о всеобъемлющем стратегическом партнерстве.
اون نیروگاه هستی که الان در توافق هست دارن اجرا میکنن به خوبی داره پیش میره و توافقاتی که در این رابطه هست در این نشست امضا خواهد شد و عملیاتی خواهد شد.
Уважаемый господин президент, уважаемые друзья, мы очень рады всех вас видеть в Москве. Добро пожаловать. Ваш сегодняшний визит имеет особое значение, потому что мы не только будем иметь возможность и обсудим все направления нашего сотрудничества, но и подпишем большой базовый договор между Россией и Ираном о всеобъемлющем стратегическом партнерстве.
اون نیروگاه هستی که الان در توافق هست دارن اجرا میکنن به خوبی داره پیش میره و توافقاتی که در این رابطه هست در این نشست امضا خواهد شد و عملیاتی خواهد شد.
Наші договоренності обструктури.
South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, Donald Trump's pick to lead the agency central to his vision of cracking down on illegal immigration, faced senators Friday at a confrontation hearing and promised to be a tough hand in carrying out the president's vision for a sprawling Department of Homeland Security. Noem, a two-term governor and a former U.S. Congresswoman, was chosen by the Republican president-elect to lead the department responsible for the immigration and broader related to actions that will be central to his plans for mass deportations and tightened access at the border.
Help you God.
Now, securing our homeland is a serious, sacred trust that must be relentlessly pursued and can never be taken for granted. Being safe within our borders here in America is critical, and yet Americans feel less safe than they have felt in decades. President-elect Trump is going to change that. Border security must remain a top priority. As a nation, we have the right and the responsibility to secure our borders against those who would do us harm. And we must create a fair and a lawful immigration system that is efficient and is effective and that reflects our values. President Trump was elected with a clear mandate. He needs to achieve this mission because 2/3 of Americans support his immigration and border policies, including the majority of Hispanic Americans.
Governor Noem, if confirmed, you will lead an agency that has lost its way. Your record as governor of South Dakota and a former member of Congress demonstrates your willingness to make difficult decisions in the face of significant political pressure.
So Governor Noem, thank you again for your willingness to serve in this incredibly important position. And thank you for being here today. I look forward to having a comprehensive discussion about how you intend to lead this critical department through a series of national security challenges, if indeed.
So help you God.
And that's the end of the bulletin. Keep watching CVR News English. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu is speaking from Maidukur in Kadapa district, where he participated in the Swachha Andhra. Let's watch it live.